Today I will be making ChocoFlan, which involves a lot of chemistry. First, we need to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Baking is an example of conduction, convection, and radiation, which is what was seen in Act 1. Throughout this process, heat is transferred by conduction from the baking pan to the part that is being baked, which in this case is the flan. Firstly, we need to melt the sugar in a medium non-stick saucepan so the sugar does not stick in the pot in the bottom of the pan. It is important to choose the right type of utensil while cooking, which is incorporating Act 6. The sugar needs to be melted until it is liquefied and turns a golden brown color. You want to make sure you constantly be mixing this sugar because once the sugar does not receive heat, it will harden. So when doing this process, you want to transfer the sugar to the pan as quickly as possible without burning yourself. And when being mixed, make sure it doesn't burn as well. Then that is going to be transferred into the pan. And as you can see, it's already hardened. Then in a bowl, you're going to mix your ingredients to make the cake batter. You're going to add 2 eggs and baking mixture. You can use whatever kind you want, but chocolate is better with this recipe. Then you're going to need 1/2 cup of oil and 1/4 or 1 cup of water. It just really matters on how you're going to make it. I'm using 2 halves because I don't have a cup. Then you're going to add, and then you're going to mix it. Sorry. You're going to mix it all together until it's smooth. I decided to move it to a bigger bowl because it was spilling everywhere. And I just decided to add the whole mixture in. I would advise to ration down the evaporated milk and the lechera because when I was making this, I did make more of the flan than the actual batter. But the reason was why is that I used a very small pan. So in order to make like a good cake and like use all the ingredients, make sure you're using a big pan. I did a small one because I like small. So yeah. Then after you mix all your ingredients, then you're gonna want to pour, and then you're gonna be pouring in your baking all your mixtures. You can add whichever one, as I said, because at the end of the day, the flan will always go at the top and the chocolate will always go at the bottom. And then after this is done, we're gonna be needing to do el baño de Maria, in other words, a water bath. So the purpose of the water bath is to moderate the heat and ensure that the mixture cooks evenly into a smooth, creamy flan. This is important because when the flan is surrounded by hot water and sitting in a baking pan in the oven, it can't overcook because the water temperature cannot rise above boiling degrees. This is an example of Act 4 since we're boiling water, and then we're gonna cover it with aluminum foil so then the batter doesn't so the water doesn't go in the batter. We don't want a watery cake. The cooking fuel in this case is radiant heat, which is also the activation energy, and this is what we see in Act 3. Lastly, after the flan is baked, safely use an oven mitten, and I'm using a cloth here, and then with a knife you can check if the cake is done, and it is done. And this act is on Act 2, which is the fire source is turning off the oven. Then after that, you're gonna have yourself a good flan. And thank you.